My world is so glamorous when I'm working that I would love to just chill with somebody, like to get ready for a date and like dress up and everything. That's not exciting to me anymore.
You know, if you're sleeping around with somebody that doesn't have good energy, you don't want to be absorbing their yuckiness, you know? So it's like I'm very, like you got to be also very particular and picky with who you decide to do those things with, right?
I'm actually guilty that I think I don't show my vulnerability enough. You know, because people, when they meet me, they just think I'm tough as shit. And, you know, I do have a very soft side of me.
Marta Krupa, Joanna Krupa zawitały nas do studia. Dzień dobry, hello.
Dzień dobry,
cześć.
Hello.
Dobrze u was mieć. Chciałbym zacząć nietypowo. Chciałbym, żebyście powiedziały sobie nawzajem, co w sobie cenicie. Co ty, Marto, cenisz w Joannie i co, Joanno, cenisz w Marcie. Zacznijmy od komplementów. The floor is yours, po polsku.
To ja mam zacząć
Tak.
pierw. Jest bardzo taka silna kobieta, bardzo ambitna, ma taki drive, jak chodzi odnośnie karierę. Jest taka tough, ma taką skórę, taką tough skin, ale ja wiem, że w środku jest taka miękka, tylko nie lubi tego pokazywać.
Nieraz.
Ale ona jest bardzo taka driven, taka bardzo ambitna i bardzo silna kobieta. Ona nie jest taka wrażliwa jak ja. Ja jestem bardziej wrażliwa, to ja wszystko biorę do serca, ale tak.
Joanna?
Ogromne serce, dobra dziewczyna, kocha zwierzęta, coś jak ja. No, myślę, że jest troszkę za bardzo miła, że nieraz właśnie za dużo ufa ludziom, coś jak ja tak naprawdę. No, myślę, że jesteśmy bardzo podobne, jako chodzi o charakter, jako chodzi, wiesz, o dobre serce i kochanie zwierząt. Ale no, ma talent, piękny ma głos, co zazdroszczę, bym chciała mieć też piękny głos. W aktorstwie bardzo duży ma talent. No jest multi-talented tak naprawdę. No, piękna, też ambitna, tylko jest właśnie za wrażliwa. Jakbym coś zmieniła w mojej siostrze, to bym bardziej zrobiła ją troszkę tak. No bo w tym biznesie niestety trzeba być, bo ludzie nie są zawsze mili i kochani i trzeba właśnie mieć
na początku to ma rację, to trochę byłam bardziej wrażliwa przedtem niż jestem teraz. Teraz zaczynam budować siebie, mam bardziej taką grubą skórę, tak się mówi? Grubą,
tak.
Tak, bo ja przeszłam przez wiele rzeczy na samym początku, to tak ludzie mnie chcieli wykorzystać, że ta dziewczyna przyleciała z Ameryki, to teraz będziemy ją wykorzystać, on nikogo tutaj nie
każdy
zna.
myśli, że z Ameryki kasy ma w pieron, że na drzewie pieniądze są i wiesz.
Tak, i tak po prostu teraz już wiem, że trzeba być ostrożnym, trzeba uważać. Ja tak łatwo nie otwieram się do ludzi, nie pozwalam. I have a very small circle.
Pozwólcie, że teraz ja dam wam komplement. Mogę?
Możesz.
Tak.
Bardzo często słyszycie, że jesteście piękne. Że byłyście na okładkach razem, zostałyście okrzyknięte sexiest sisters. Ale ja chcę coś powiedzieć jeszcze. Uważam, że macie piękne wnętrze.
Dziękuję. Co jest najważniejsze i bardzo to jest duży komplement.
I mówię to dlatego, że sam kocham i szanuję zwierzęta. Mieszkałam kiedyś z 5 takimi psiakami i uważam, że osoba, która szanuje zwierzęta, zawsze ma to takie piękno wewnętrzne.
Tak.
Wiecie, o co chodzi? I chciałem, żeby to tak wybrzmiało. And now we're gonna do a smooth transition into English.
I love
Not your first rodeo.
No, not
Oh
first
my
rodeo.
God, I'm so happy. I'm in my element right now speaking in English. I don't have to overthink because when I'm speaking in Polish, I'm always overthinking. I'm always nervous. So.
And I tell you what, women are often told that they're pretty, that they're sexy, that they're beautiful. Right? And we're
Depends
told,
who.
But we're told
my
this,
ex definitely didn't give me compliments, so it depends who.
and we're told this at the...
Thank you.
Kawka przyszła.
Ooh, I
Wow,
love
very
it.
cool
The cups are
I
so
love it.
cute. Look at the blue handle.
Muszę wam coś powiedzieć. Jeszcze niedawno byłem po prostu jednym z klientów Nikalab. Szukałem czegoś, co wesprze mnie na co dzień, będzie bezpieczne, przebadane, bez marketingowych bajek. No i trafiłem. Dziś jestem ambasadorem marki, która naprawdę robi niezłą robotę. Łączy wiedzę, praktykę i nowoczesne formuły tak, aby dbanie o siebie było w końcu proste i przyjemne. Moim game changerem okazała się formuła blasku. Suplement, dzięki któremu mam promienną skórę, a moje włosy są w końcu mocne. Dorzucam wam kod Damian20. Jest dostępny również w opisie tego odcinka. Polecam. We're told this at the very young age. We tell girls that they're nice, and we tell boys that they are hardworking, that they're ambitious, that they're driven. And the question I have for you, do you also get compliments that go beyond your appearance, or do people mostly look at you based on the way you look?
You want to go
start,
first?
or you want to go?
Okay,
I always complain.
We always talk over each other. I'm like, I was a little bit nervous about this podcast because I was like, oh my God, we're going to start talking over each other and I won't be able to say one word, but it's okay. But at least we're doing it right this time.
Yes.
So thank you.
I'm being good right
you
now.
are
So
being
far,
good.
so far,
I'm so proud of you. I think for me, when somebody compliments me, I think it's important when they talk about who I am as a person. If they tell me that I have a beautiful soul or I have a beautiful heart, I think that touches me more than when they say, oh, you're pretty. Because they see more beyond the surface. They see more what's within inside of me. And I think it's beautiful when people do tend to compliment me. I've had people say, I love your aura. You have beautiful aura, or you have great energy. I feel so connected to you. I have random people coming to me on the streets, talking to me about their life. And I don't know. I just think it's more important about, I think what you have inside is what makes you even prettier on the outside.
For sure. I think a lot of people that know me in the business, they, the first thing, a lot of times it's like, oh my God, we love your heart. And we thank you for what you do for the animals. And that for me is like the most important thing, because for me, yes, it's such a superficial world we're in, a superficial business that we're in. And of course, beauty is important and it did help me achieve what I did. But the fact that people recognize you as a good person with a big heart, that's important, because over the years, you work with multiple beautiful people, but you meet them and they're just such ugly inside that it's, you're just like, I would rather somebody say that I'm beautiful inside than outside, because to me, that is a lot more important.
Yeah. And there's a lot of beautiful people out there, a lot of beautiful people.
And selfish, that don't care about what's happening. They live in their bubble, you know?
Right. And then what she had mentioned, it's like, if you could be beautiful on the surface, on the outside, but if you don't have a good heart, then you're not beautiful to me anymore. I don't find you as attractive.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say specific names, but sometimes I'm on set and I see people around me. They're like looking, what they can, always shopping, these designer clothes or designer stuff. And I'm just like, for me, I'm like, do I want to spend my money on a brand new purse, or would I rather give to a shelter? Or, I have 2 shelters in Colombia that I helped, and constantly they ask me. So I'm like, am I going to help the animals, or am I going to buy myself? So for me, the older I get, the circle of my friends is getting very small. Because as soon as I hear or somebody does something that to me is not from the heart, or I see that they don't have empathy for everything, because we're very blessed. I've succeeded in this entertainment. It was my dream. And I'm very blessed. I have an amazing sister. Like, I have a great, support group. But it's like, for friends, it's like there's difference between true friends and those acquaintances that you go out and have fun with. But people that I will invite and spend my time with, they really have to have a good heart. If it's love for animals or love for people, treat each other with kindness, like empathy, because I cannot stand the sadness that goes on in this world. And, some people just live in their own little world. They don't care. They don't want to hear about it. Yes, they live in their bubble. They don't want to hear about it. And for me, it kills me inside, because especially with social media right now, everything is so in your face. How can you not care? How can you not care?
And the thing is with social media, I always say social media killed romance, because, everyone's just on their phone,
Constantly on your phone.
They're
scrolling.
constantly on their phone scrolling. And I get it. I'm guilty of that too, I'll admit. I try not to be. I try to give myself a little bit of time just to kind of get away from it. There are times that I just want to disappear from social media and just not be on it. But
I wish it would just be erased.
It's just, the only thing is I do feel that, because, people feel like there's a lot more options out there, and
plenty of fish in the sea, right?
Plenty of fish in the sea, but you know what? The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And the only problem with social media is that people don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. Like in my past relationships, people have seen the social media side. Wow, they seem like a perfect couple. Everything
looks beautiful.
Everything looks beautiful, but they don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Nobody knows. So that's the only thing about like, you know, everything that's like social media and all.
Yeah, and I think also the social media, going back to being superficial, it's creating more superficial people too.
It's a machine that keeps on.
It's a keep on going. And you know, actually, I like, speaking of social media, actually an interview from Doda popped up saying that I don't remember exactly what the context was, but it was like she was shocked that the youth dream to be an influencer. Like that's their ambition, you know? That's very sad. So like for my daughter, I will do everything to protect her from getting stuck in the social media world, you know, just to be a normal kid, to go to school, to go, you know, find her passion. Because these kids, they think, oh my God, look, this guy has millions of followers. He puts stupid 10-second or 15-second TikToks and he's a star. Like to me, that's embarrassing where we have come as a humanity.
Where we're heading,
Where we're heading. It's embarrassing for me because being in the entertainment world for over 20 years, I know how hard I had to work, how much I had to prove myself. And then you have, you know, so then other kids look at them and they're like, oh my gosh, I could do that too, but there's no guarantee. And that's the sad part. It's like totally going the wrong
and also,
direction.
it's just a dating, you know, like these girls all look so beautiful because now with all
Filters,
these filters.
yeah.
And then I have guy friends that tell me, Marta, like I met this girl in person. I met a couple girls in person. They look nothing like they do on their social media. It's actually really scary. I've been on dating apps in the past where, thank you, where I've been like catfished, you know, or they turn out to be really crazy. But that it happens. Like people need to be very, very cautious and careful.
And bullying is horrible on social media.
Yeah, that's bad too.
Social like bullying.
We like totally took over your podcast. I'm so sorry. You're another direction.
Forgiven.
And there's so much we want to talk about and share with you. I'm so
1
sorry.
hour is not enough. We need like 10.
No, we do.
Speaking of qualities that go beyond appearance, what does a man need to have to impress you? What traits does he need to have to impress you?
Respect you, give you compliment, treat you well, be funny. I think funny is great. You know, laughter is a great form of medicine, of health. I think, somebody funny, down to earth, humble, loves animals.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously somebody who has a good heart, someone who's consistent, someone that doesn't play games, someone that knows what they want.
It's a difficult thing this time to find one like that,
especially like nowadays with ghosting and people not replying or responding. It's like, come on, we're
or
adults.
them being emotionally unavailable and
but
pulling
then just
away
tell
from
me,
you.
You know, I respect people more when they're completely honest. Like, vulnerable. Hey, I like you. I think you're a great girl, but I'm just emotionally unavailable right now. I'm not ready for a relationship, but I do want to continue building something with you. And I respect that a lot more than someone completely disappearing on you and ghosting you. I think that is just, it's rude and it's very disrespectful, but I do think consistency is key to everything. And somebody who, you know, that loves animals, like she said, someone who's funny, who supports you in everything that you do, doesn't judge you, doesn't put you down. You know, we are human, so we make mistakes. There are days, we have our good days, we have our bad days, but someone you can resonate with and that is like a mirror of you, that has been through tough situations where you can kind of like build together as a team. And I've always wanted to be with somebody who we could be like a power couple.
Asha, you mentioned vulnerability, but it can also be a double-edged sword, right? Someone can use this vulnerability.
Of course, against you. Exactly. So as I said, somebody has to have a good heart. I think that's the number one thing, because if you are vulnerable and they have a good heart, they're not going to take advantage of your vulnerability. I'm actually guilty that I think I don't show my vulnerability enough. You know, because people, when they meet me, they just think I'm tough as shit. And, you know, I do have a very soft side of me. But, you know, growing up and being kind of like the responsible one my whole life since I was little, it just kind of naturally, that's how I am. And like, I don't like to show failure. I don't like to show that something's wrong. It's also, I don't want people, like my loved ones, to worry. So yeah, I wish I was a little bit more vulnerable. I know, like at the beginning of relationships, I think I show more vulnerability, but then as soon as the relationship gets a little bit to the point where I feel like, okay, this is not the person that I met, so then maybe I close down a little bit and become like the tough chick.
Yeah, like she has like more of the male,
Like a male, yeah.
male and masculine
Yeah.
energy for sure. And I think she's working on that. But like a lot of my friends do tell me you're a little bit intimidating when they first meet you, but then they get to know her and they're like,
Which
dude,
is weird, yeah, because I'm like such a girls next door.
Yeah.
Like you totally
I can
yes,
confirm.
we can
Yeah,
hang
based on
out,
what I
you know?
saw.
So just
Yeah.
because I think they have this image of, you know, the because of the business right away. That's why I think Top Model also it's been so successful. Because, you know, I have that soft side. I have that, you know, so it's like people get to see the real me, but they feel like, I think a lot of times people feel like I'm not touchable. Like, you know, like I'm untouchable. Like you can't come near me or
Out of reach.
Out of reach, yeah. But I'm totally opposite. It's like I have this persona where, you know, I act like, okay, I'm very confident. I'm so shy. I'm like so shy. It's crazy. Like even we were looking at like, you know, just like stuff to record for social media. Unfortunately, we do have to follow the trend. And like there was one video of a girl like on the street dancing around and just being goofy. I'm like, I want to try that. I'm like, let's do it. But it's like, I'm just like, dang, you are shy because I am, you know, and it's weird because people don't think I'm shy.
Yeah. Are you guys picky when it comes to dates? I tell you mine. I'm going to open up a little bit. I'm extremely
Yeah.
picky. Now I'm in a relationship, but I've been single before.
Okay.
And I would go on dates very occasionally because I didn't want to waste my time and energy on something that I knew would not work out. How was it for you?
It's the same thing for me. I was in a situation before where I met a person. I thought he was a great guy, very, very kind. And I had to be honest with him from this. Like, I didn't want to lead him on. I don't want him to feel like he has a chance because I knew deep in my heart and soul that it's not for me. So I had to tell him nicely, like, listen, like, I want to continue being your friend, but I don't want you to get mixed signals that it's going to go anywhere because I don't want to hold him back, like, from meeting somebody special. Like, I don't like holding people back from meeting someone. And I personally like to just be straight to the point and be honest and just tell them exactly how I feel. I speak the truth. Like, I don't hold things back. Like, I don't like to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm just who I am, and people are going to have to accept me for who I am.
And I wish I had her balls because I kind of have a couple men around me where I'm not interested, but I'm kind of like feel bad telling them I'm not interested. So I'm kind of like, you know, playing the game a little bit. But like for me, I'm very picky right now. Maybe in the past I wasn't like. Maybe if I was more picky in the past, maybe my life would be a little different and I wouldn't be single right now. But I am very picky now because of my daughter. So somebody take my time away from her or
There
from my
needs to
work.
be a role model for her to look up to, right?
Exactly. A role model and somebody that's going to excite me to go and spend time with them instead of spend time with my child. Because my work already takes me away from her. So I'm like, if a man has to take me away from her, it has to be somebody, I don't know. I can't tell you what it is. It has to be that person and I'll know.
And talking about single life, many people decide to be single nowadays because singles can do a lot. And we're getting away from that idea that we have to get married at this age, you know, that this pressure.
Yeah,
we're
it's
getting
no
away
longer,
from that. What are the advantages of being single?
What are the? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Because I'm a child, so for me, it's a different opinion.
I love talking about dating. I love talking about love. I love talking about all this stuff. That's like my jam. Basically, being single for me is freedom.
That's what I wanted to hear.
For me, it's freedom. I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to like. Here's the thing. I want to be in a relationship. I want to have a partner. I want to have that stability in my life to be with somebody. But at the same time, I enjoy my freedom so much.
But you are a hopeless romantic.
But I am a
You wanna
hopeless
be in a
romantic.
relationship. Yeah,
and I
will
do.
say.
I'm a very passionate lover. I'm very, I'm all about old school type of love, which I haven't found till
Good
this
luck
day.
with that these
Exactly.
2025.
These days with social media and everything, I know it's a little difficult and it's complicated, but I believe it's going to happen one day. But in the meantime, I'm not searching for it. I'm not on dating apps. I know I should be putting myself out there, but I'm somewhat nikem. I like being alone a lot.
You do. Because when I come in town, you're like, oh my God, when are you leaving?
I'm an introvert. And that's the thing. I'm an introvert.
Same.
I need my space to recharge my batteries. Like that's the type of person I am. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit of both, but I'm more of the type that likes to just be home in the evenings with my dogs, watch TV, read books, write, spend time with my dogs rather than go out to a club.
All right, so freedom. How's it for you? advantages?
You know what? Well, I don't feel like I am single, but because I have a child, I feel like in a way I'm controlled because of the situation with her dad. So I don't feel like maybe that's why I'm like not ready to date, because I'm just so, like my situation at home isn't the greatest. So for me, being single is, yes, freedom, of course. And I don't have to, tell anybody where I'm going, what I'm doing. But I will tell you that I wouldn't mind to have like a stability, like sometimes I look at people that are in a relationship and have kids and I'm just like, wow, lucky them, Like I never ever in my life imagined I would be a single mom, And so that I do regret that I don't have that in my life. Like that warmth, that family feeling, that somebody that just, could just chill, watch a movie with, or, go to the movie, something very casual, because another thing about the dating, I'm just like, my world is so glamorous when I'm working that I would love to just chill with somebody, like to get ready for a date and like dress up and everything. That's not exciting to me anymore, So
but also feel safe, right?
And what?
Feel safe.
And to feel safe with somebody, exactly. So I don't know, to be honest with you. Pickies for sure. I wish I was maybe more picky in the past. But about being single, yeah, I think freedom is probably the only thing. But anything else, I don't know if it's that great to be single, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think balance is key. Balance is everything. Like,
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Well, I don't know. Like I like being single because I can get up and do whatever the heck I want. But I do miss that having somebody just to even go have a cup of coffee with, or somebody you can call until you have a situation, or ask them for support, or ask them for their advice. Just to have somebody like your maybe more of a best friend, not even like partners. So because before I was looking, love, but it's like I would love to have a partner that's like my best friend, like a buddy. That obviously we have a connection. But, let's be honest, sex is not going to last forever. Maybe some people have that, that have that attraction to each other. But
Ooh, we disagree.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think sex is so important in a relationship.
God, I can't even think about sex right now. I'm
That
so
is
over it.
That's what brings you and connects you with your partner, brings you together.
I don't know.
We disagree with that.
don't
For
think
her,
it does.
she needs somebody who's not
But
a
some
big
people just have sex
person.
one night stands. So, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said you just need somebody who's not into it that much.
No, not even. No, I used to love sex. If you're with the right partner, of course you love sex. But is it something I'm like,
craving?
If I look at somebody, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to sleep with you right now? No, I would rather just like cuddle, if anything.
Cuddling because it's like the hormones.
For me, the cuddling is more like intimate. Than
That's
anything.
intimate too.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
holding hands, like to me, that's more.
But you
intimate.
also have to be careful who you exchange it with, because of if you're very like sensitive to energy, like if you're sleeping around with somebody that doesn't have good energy, you don't want to be absorbing their yuckiness, So it's like I'm very, like, you got to be also very particular and picky with who you decide to do those things with, right?
And do you think men in the US approach women more confidently than
Yes,
Polish men?
absolutely.
Are they more direct, straightforward?
You know what? To be honest with you, I can't really answer that because I can't compare the here in Poland because I'm like such a bigger name in Poland that I don't know if men might not have the same kind of balls. Can I talk like that in Poland because of who I am? In the States, I have a name, but it's not like every person would know who I am. But yeah, they definitely do. The other day, I actually regret it. And I do think about it like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago before I came to Poland. I was getting off the freeway and a guy next to me, like super, he's like, oh my God, you are so beautiful. Your energy is so positive. Like, you're like, like, oh my gosh, like you just seem so amazing and you seem so happy in this. And like a very positive, cute man. Maybe not like somebody that like right off the bat, I'm like, oh, maybe, And he's like, and me, idiot, he's like, oh, are you married? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And I'm like, why? And then later, he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, I have a 6-year-old daughter. He's like, oh, I have a 16-year-old daughter. He was still trying to talk. And then the green light came on. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, he seemed like, he made the effort to probably, I'm assuming he followed me off the exit. Maybe it wasn't his exit from the freeway, but he was just so pure of like such happy, joyous person, like
I think
And
it's
I'm like,
also
what's
men
wrong
are
with
just
me?
intimidated. I think American men versus Polish men. I mean, to be quite honest, like sometimes I feel like American men, they're more direct.
And they have nothing to lose, I think, in their head. They're like, yeah, whatever.
And
If
they
she
just
says
go
no.
up to you. I've had, I was
this is
with
driving
somebody
me
for
nuts.
10 years when I was single. At the moment, I wasn't looking for anyone, but I've had men approach me on the streets, just like my sister had experience. I had men come up to me at the bars, at the restaurants. If I would go hiking, they would come and talk to me. I feel like, I don't know, they're maybe a little bit more confident. Is that what it is? They're more confident than Polish men. I don't know. But like, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I haven't had much luck with Polish men, unfortunately. I would like to, but.
And who do you find more attractive, Poles or Americans?
You know what? I don't think I can even, because I've dated Americans, I dated French, so it's like, it's hard for me to say. I think there's a lot of attractive men in Poland. Look at Top Model, who won, very attractive guy. And, I think it's just, I don't think it matters by the country. I think it's just, and at the end of the day, it's about the person inside. But yeah, there's definitely attractive men in Poland, for sure. And like, of course, everyone, I'm like, oh, he's hot, married. Like, okay, great.
Yeah,
I give
they're
up.
all taken.
And they're all taken, yeah. Like a celebrity in the States, she said, you know what I figured out, men over certain age, they don't need a relationship. They've had the wife, they had the kids. Now they just want to have fun, So maybe that's, with especially me being closer to 50.
But it gets boring after a while, though. Like some people say they want to have fun, and then one day they wake up and then boom, it clicks, and they're just like, oh, I just want a wife. I want to have a girl to bring home to my mom.
But for men, it's never too late, because even if they don't have a family, they can have kids at 70. Look at, what's his name?
Yeah, but
Robert
no
De
one
Niro.
knows if you're going to make it to 70. That's the thing. Like, life
True.
is short. You don't know what's going to be tomorrow.
Right.
You don't know what's going to be next week. So why not take risks and give it a shot and give it a try, instead of having fear let you hold you back?
And how would you compare mindset of Poles and Americans in terms of openness, tolerance?
I think it's getting better within like the 15 years I've been here, and constantly every year. It's definitely better. I think maybe it's not as open as in the States, but it's definitely going towards the right direction for sure.
Marta?
And what I'm sorry, can you repeat the
If
question?
you were to compare the mindset of Americans and Poles.
The
right?
mindset. I think for me, I wish there would be less jealousy. I wish there
Voila.
would be less hate. To be quite honest with you, I noticed with comments, mostly, for the most part, the hate is mostly from Polish people. It's, I feel like a lot of times in America, there's hate. Of course there's hate, but a lot of people know how to bite their tongue. But here people just say things and they know there are no consequences, and they just think it's okay, but that's not okay, because it's considered bullying. And I always tell people, if you're messaging people these kind of things, that means you must really not like yourself, and you need to get yourself in check and work on yourself, because to be putting other people down, that makes you an ugly person.
Joanna, once in one of the interviews you said, and here is a quote, nie można wszystkiego brać poważnie, trzeba na luzie. I wish this was mindset of Poles. I don't really think it's the case. It's much, for me, it's more of an American mindset, because Poles, we're very serious
Very
at
serious,
times, right?
yeah.
What is it with this mindset? Is it really your mindset about life to just be stressless and just be carefree?
Well, yeah. That when did I say that? What year? Was that before I had my daughter, or after?
After. That was after.
After. I mean, I think maybe it was more towards like the business and just not letting it stress you, because I've been in the business over 20 years, and as I mentioned once before, I was dating this big actor in the States. He was super popular, and one day I was on the red carpet with him, and his fans were like sending me death threats, like, oh my God, who's this ugly girl? Oh, she looks like a prostitute. She looks like a slut. Like horrible stuff, So over the years, I'm like, okay, I can't take it seriously what these people are saying, and just let go and be loose. So maybe when it comes to like the entertainment, the business world. But in my private life, yeah, I do have a lot of stress. And it's like I try to tell myself, just let it go. Don't hold on to something that you can't change. But, you know, it's easier said than done. I think because I have my daughter, maybe it gets harder to just like, you know, be stress-free. But I mean, maybe when I was, you know, before I had my child, I probably was more. But I think more towards the entertainment business is what I was.
I feel like there's no
to.
such thing as being stress-free every day for the rest of your life.
Especially in
you're going to
today's
have
world.
ups and downs. You're going to have roller coasters. You're going to have a good week. You're going to have a bad week. It's just part of being human.
Life,
It's life.
What do people in Poland usually get wrong about America? That's a big question. And I have an answer, and it's a question that I want to ask. Is the American dream over? Because we often think of America as this beautiful land where you can do everything. You can be whoever you want to be. Is it the case?
Lately, you know, the last 5 years, I think that has changed a lot. They kind of killed the freedom of speech, like you. But yeah, I think it's in Poland too. You can't really speak your mind, especially when it comes to politics. So I think, yeah, it took a wrong direction about 5 years ago in the States, where you have to be very careful what you say, and because you could just be, you know. Like, and I think there's a big division now. So when I moved, when I was 5 years old, it was the American dream, you know, and I feel like I accomplished my American dream. But
you're one of the few.
One of the few, exactly. And, you know, like even my mom and I had this conversation, and she's like, I hate America. She's like, if it wasn't for her mom and her sister moving, she would have never left. Like, she would move to Poland tomorrow if it wasn't for my daughter. You know, she loves it. But yeah, definitely the American dream isn't like, you know, a dream like it used to be. And plus, I think comparing to Poland, everything is available here now, you know? So, and you have all these beautiful countries that are so close. So before, people emigrated to the States because they wanted to make money and work hard. And my mom, basically going back to why she made that statement, is because she works, you know, she was in nursing school here, basically. And then she moved there, clean houses, you know, work in a factory, and, you know, high heat, standing up, pregnant with her. So it's like she went through torture, you know? So now that's why, like, we spoil her, and like she doesn't have to work anymore because, and, you know, thankfully she has us that she could have this life she does now. But she's like, thank God for you guys, because I've had a shitty, hard life.
I think also in terms of what you were just asking, I think it's a lot safer in Poland.
That's true.
I feel so safe living here. I honestly, when I was living in the States, I did not feel safe at all. I didn't feel safe walking my dogs outside. There was always something going on. If there wasn't theft, there was like, you know, someone got stabbed and someone got shot. Like
someone can enter your property and
yes, there's always
them, right?
something going on. Like I just did not feel safe. And here I can walk my dogs at night and not be scared.
Except the other day we were driving after the finale of Top Model to the restaurant like 2 a.m, and some guy just came up to the passenger side trying to open the door. We almost had a heart attack, but thankfully my agent quickly locked the door. So I'm like, okay. And then later at the restaurant, something weird happened. So we're like, okay,
you always
it's
have
Poland,
those
so
freaks
safe.
around. Huh?
Yeah,
I mean, everywhere is life. It's not just, you know.
But I mean, we also have to understand, you know, America is so much bigger, you know, like Poland is the size of California. So of course it's easier to control it. And of course, you know, the way, you know, Poland doesn't allow illegal immigration and stuff. And they're very, you know, strict when it comes to that. So I think that, you know, might help when it comes to making it safe. But yeah, I think the laws in the States are definitely not strong enough because the crime, you know, the criminals get away with it. You know, the jails are overcrowded, and, you know, like somebody like there 2-3 years ago, like you would see signs in the market. Like basically you can steal into like $600 without getting arrested. And you see people coming with bags, taking whatever they want, not checking and paying. They just leave.
Yeah,
so
the
it's like,
crime rate is extremely
so
high.
they allow it. That's a problem. The government, especially in California, is horrific. And I will say I love California. I don't think I'll ever want to move out of there because of the climate. And I just love it. I feel like California because of California, I am who I am right now, and I am here sitting and talking to you. But I mean, the way it's been managed is just horrible, and I think a lot of states in America, it's a big issue.
And we also see a huge division discrepancy. You have racial segregation, right, where you have black people who are incarcerated. That's a word, incarcerated.
Like slaves.
Incarcerated, like put in prison, more often than white people, right? So that's another thing that's also.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm happy. I'm just blessed and grateful to be living here in Poland. And I think it's, I think it's just one of the safest countries by far.
In Europe, for sure.
In Europe.
yeah.
And of course, in the U.S., there are states that, you can go to Montana. You're okay.
Wyoming,
no
yeah.
one's
Nobody's
gonna
gonna mess
hurt
with
you.
you.
No one's going to hurt you there. I'm just talking more based on like
Yeah,
the
obviously
bigger,
the bigger
cities, like
cities,
Chicago,
yeah.
New York, L.A. That's but I mean, America is beautiful too.
Guys, the natural next point would be to talk about your identity. Because you're going back and forth between US and Poland. What you do now, you moved now.
I
to
live
Poland.
here.
You live
I
here
live
now.
here, yeah.
But what's up with the identity? Because I've lived in 4 countries, yeah? And I feel like it just keeps on switching and
It
turning
does,
on, turning
yeah.
off.
It really does.
So do you ever feel torn between 2 cultures, or do you just blend them easily together? Like Polish or American? Like, can you do you divide it, or is it just 2 personalities that blend together?
I think for me, I just blended. But when it comes to the show business, I totally have 2 different worlds. Like even in the States, when I did TV shows or like red carpets, I would look before my daughter was born, because my body has changed since. But before my daughter was born, I would wait to find the sexiest outfit, the most controversial outfit to wear on the red carpet. And then I remember coming to Poland and I'm all like, covered up and like classy. So I had like 2 different total personalities. So in that sense, I definitely have like 2 different identities. But when it comes to the American and the Polish world, I think I blended very easily, because, I'm around, my mom's around all the time. So, and my daughter speaks Polish. So I don't feel like just because I'm in the States doesn't take me away that I'm Polish. So I think I blended
Marta,
very well.
I feel like you feel more American, huh?
I do feel more American, of course.
You were born in America.
I was born in America. So I was born and raised in America. So I definitely do feel I feel more comfortable speaking in English than I do in Polish. I am an overthinker. So a lot of times when I am speaking, like if we were doing a podcast right now in Polish, I'd be like overthinking everything. Like, did I say this right? Did I say that right? I mean, I do have a Polish tutor once a week that teaches me how to speak proper Polish. But I swear the difference between, there's one word in Polish that there's like 20 words for the same meaning or something, or the same word. And I'm just
or
like,
even more.
Yeah, or even more. And it's just so confusing, and it irritates me because I'm a perfectionist. I want to make sure, but I feel like I blend in, but when I go to America and I start speaking in English to everyone, I'm like, what a relief.
Identity is also linked with languages. And I have a question for you, Anna, because sometimes people joke that you mix the language on purpose. I don't think it's the case. I think it's sometimes easier to say something in a different language. So correct me if I'm wrong. How do you feel about that?
Growing up in the States, I spoke Polish around my family. So I thought, okay, I know Polish very well. When I got the offer to do Top Model, then I realized, oh my God, my Polish is not great. So in order for me to be able to be a good host and be able to express myself to the contestants, I had to mix English. I had to, because I couldn't find the words. And for me, I didn't want to just be, like proper. Like I wanted to be myself. So
you would lose authenticity then, right?
Yeah, and it went, because it could have went totally the opposite direction. People maybe could have hated. At the beginning, they did make fun of me that I do speak the way I do. Now it's pretty cool. I even made T-shirts making fun of myself back then to show them I don't care. That's just who I am. You either love me or you don't. And now it's like, it's funny because now, even though my Polish is better, it's still not perfect. But now every time a project comes along, they mix in the English. But for me, in order for it to be natural, I have to feel it and I want to say it. So just mixing the Polish English doesn't come naturally.
That's what you're known for, though. Like in Poland, is to be that you brought that.
Yeah,
to
I
Poland.
brought it, but now they're like, hey, don't speak too good in Polish, because we don't want to miss that.
But with me, for example, I don't think it's cool. I seriously, I just do it because I don't understand a certain word in Polish, and I'll just say it in English. So I do it because that's real.
Let's move on to cooking, because you guys host a show, Cooking with the Krupas. And I'm interested in this bond, the sister bond. Does it also show up in the kitchen, and
it does,
in what way?
And conflicts too.
Yeah, let's talk about conflicts.
Conflicts, most of the time conflicts.
Yeah,
who's the bad cup?
Like all day yesterday.
Who's the bad cup? Who's the good cup?
She thinks I am, but I think she is.
Oh my God, she thinks I'm the bad cop.
She thinks she's Miss Innocent, but she's ain't so innocent.
No,
like yesterday you were in a grumpy mood, but then you put it on me that I'm grumpy.
PMS.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I kept getting yelled at. I'm like, what did I do?
You were getting yelled at.
Yeah, and then you got so mad at me last night they're like, oh my God, you are such a bitch. You're so mean to me. I'm like, what did I do?
No, I mean, here's the thing. Our personality clashes a lot.
It does, yes.
You know, that's the only thing, the conflict that is between us. It is kind of, I'll be honest, it is hard to have like a real in-depth conversation with my sister about something very, very serious, you know?
Because you don't like what I have to say.
It's just like, she's very opinionated and she's right all the time. And
No.
yes, you
Most of the
always-
time.
Most of the time, she's like, "Okay, Marta, you don't know what you're talking about." Okay, yeah. Okay, Marta. Okay, yeah. Sure. Okay, you're an idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to talk to her about certain things. So basically, we do tend to bicker.
Have a
We're
little bicker.
sisters, so we'll.
I think it's normal.
I think
to
it's
bicker.
normal. We have a natural, like, we love each other very much, but we have like a love-hate kind of thing going on. Like,
Oh, I wouldn't say hate, but
not
okay,
hate,
you said it,
but
not
it's
me.
not hate, but
The
you know
truth
what
is
I mean.
coming out
No,
today.
but it's like a love. It's kind of like
Like annoyance more, I think, than hate.
Right.
I think it's natural in a sister
yeah.
Like
relationship.
she'll come visit to Poland. It'll be like a tornado in the house now, but I will give her credit. She's been really good about it. She's been putting her stuff away. It hasn't been as messy as it used to be, so she's doing really, really well. I'm proud
I
of her.
feel like I'm 10 years old right now.
You make me
Are
feel
you
like
my
10 years
mom?
old sometimes.
Well, sometimes you
but
act
we
10.
do. We are so completely different. It's crazy. But we
Yeah,
love
sometimes
each
it
other.
drives me nuts because I'm like, you know, I think this way, she thinks different. I'm just like, how could she not think this way, you know? Or like she gets very sensitive or she really, you know, because she's so sensitive, sometimes she really takes something too much too hard. I'm like, just get over it because it's not worth it. And she
I'm
stresses.
not good with
Yeah.
tough love. I hate tough love. Like I have empathy. I'm a very empathetic person. I want someone to just like hug me and tell me everything's gonna be okay, then try to be like, I've had tough love my whole life and I don't work well with it. I immediately start like distancing myself from that person or those people because I like people who like comfort you and give you, inspire you and uplift your spirits.
I don't put labels, but fire, water, maybe?
Yeah.
Two different
What did they
elements.
say? Oil and water?
I
They
don't
say
know, we're
oil
both
and water.
Taurus, but it shows you
yeah.
different, because I'm April 23rd, she's May 10th, so I think that's a big difference. Just because somebody's the same sign doesn't mean they're identical. 'cause they're definitely not.
exactly. That's not true at all. It's
No.
crazy.
Yeah, so like sometimes when you read the horoscopes, how can you say one thing about like, you know, like a Taurus or Capricorn,
Yeah.
whatever? It's not.
Are you Taurus?
I'm a Taurus
both
too.
Taurus.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm also Taurus.
When's your
No
birthday?
way.
18th of May.
I'm April 23rd. So you're
Yeah.
more like Marta.
Yeah, I'm more like you, yeah.
You're like
Yeah?
definitely more like her.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's awesome. 3 bigs in the house. That's awesome.
Who is more organized? Who is more chaotic in the kitchen?
Well,
She's more organized. I don't cook. That's why we're doing the show so I can learn like, you know, simple recipes to cook. But I definitely, even if I try to cook, I make a huge mess. So I'm just like, I wasn't made to be in the kitchen. I wasn't made to be organized. And I do regret that I don't have the mentality to like, you know, like my mom loves to organize. I'm like, how could you love to organize? I'm like, okay, here you go. Organize for me if you want. But I don't like either.
But in kitchen, not everything has to be perfect. And I feel like it also applies to life. That's what
Yeah.
that's the
Right.
value. That's the depth I see in
I'm
your
definitely
show.
not perfect. Far from it.
And do you think that's the recipe for success? Not being perfect and being authentic. The question I have for you, what is the real recipe for success?
being authentic, being true to who you are, being real, not being fake. That's the true meaning. I think the most important thing, what you have inside is success, not what you have on the outside. It's all
Not
an
the
illusion.
material things.
Not the material things. It's all an illusion. It's what you have in here. Everything else will come into fruition. Like if you have any kind of like inspiration, like everyone has different timing, right? So like today you have this, tomorrow you might not have it, or it might be the opposite, or it might be vice versa. You never know what the universe or what can happen in your life. And I strongly believe in that. But I think success to me is what's inside of here.
I think the road to success, or what makes you successful, is likable, authentic, respectful. Because I remember, which is crazy, I don't know if maybe it's an American thing. I was so happy that I was able to be in the business that I always dreamt of being, and coming to, you know, a certain point of success in my life in America. So when I started working here, people were just like, oh my God, you are so normal. you're so nice. You care about the camera guy. You care about the makeup artist.
You're
you care,
always on time.
You care about the janitor. You're on time.
Yeah.
And they're used to like celebrities coming 3 hours late, 5. We actually have one at our network where I hear she's, you know, like sometimes she's 10 hours late. And for me,
That's
is
awful.
so disrespectful. So I think for me, at least, it's definitely my personality. The fact that, you know, I'm always on time. I'm very hardworking. I mean, I've been through 2 divorces, you know, filming this show. And there were moments that I felt so sick to my stomach or just wasn't feeling well. Never, ever did I show it. And that's professionalism, you know? And I think now with like social media, it's so easy to lose that. That they don't like people that weren't in the business before, they don't understand how to do a TV show, how to be, you know, on set. You have to be professional, you know? You have to be professional. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling sick, it doesn't matter. You have to show up, you have to be on time, and you got to respect and treat others as you want to be treated.
We're going to be slowly wrapping up. I have a last question.
Oh boy.
What have you learned from each other in the kitchen or outside of the kitchen?
What have we learned from
one
each
another?
other? Well, I learned today that, you know, I'm bossy and and she can't talk to me about anything. Okay, so let's have a very serious
but you're talking
conversation.
about the kitchen and the
but what we
cooking.
learned from each other.
Yeah. What did we
Well,
learn?
it could be. We could also be like our character. That, you know, what we learned.
Is that what you mean?
It could be
Or
overall,
you're just
right?
talking about overall, right?
I want this to be
Overall.
very like therapeutical, right? Like
Okay,
what
like
have you
overall.
learned from Joanna?
I've learned I need to be open to listening to her and not being
Yes.
opinionated and not giving her advice.
Yes,
that
and,
I
and
think
taking
is
my
right.
side sometimes and not always having to be
Oh, please,
right.
I give you.
No,
I
but
take
I
your
learned
side
from
all
my
the
sister,
time.
like, yeah, obviously to have tougher skin, to be a stronger, not let other people get to me as much, get to me as much, like, you know.
Not as easy, yeah. But
not
I
as
will
easy.
say, I think also I've learned just in general that, you know, even if I show that I'm so tough, people screw me over all the time. I trust people too much. That's my problem.
Yeah,
And I wish I was
does.
more like her when it comes to intuition and feeling people out, because I'm just like, people like, because I can't imagine taking advantage of somebody or stealing from them. And I'm in a situation right now, I'm just like, I just cannot believe that I'm working with this person that's just a horrible human being and is stealing from me.
Na
Yeah.
takim pozytywno,
Yeah,
niepozytywnym akcencie kończymy. Coś jeszcze chciałaś powiedzieć? Go
Nie,
ahead.
ja nic nie chciałam powiedzieć. Nie, wszystko jest w porządku.
No, but it's like,
nie.
you know, I think family, you know, the most important, like we would kill for each other.
Yeah.
We're always supportive. I would do anything for her, and I hope vice versa.
Yeah, even if we have like this dynamic and we're so different, at the end of the day, I
We're
mean,
family.
Yeah,
we're
we're family,
family, and
and
we're super close. And I would do the same thing. I
Yeah.
would, you know, jump in front of a bullet for her.
Yeah, and
you
I
know?
think, and to a point, sometimes it's a problem because we're very close with our mom, and some men just don't understand that, you know? I'm just like, well, I'm
not
sorry,
a lot
I don't
of
know, maybe
people
it's a Polish thing because families stick together, and my ex-husband did not understand why is my mom around all the time. I'm like, you know what? Because she is, and especially since I had my daughter, it is. So I think, you know, we have a sister bond, and it's sad when I meet other people that are like, oh, I haven't talked to my brother in 5 years or 10 years. I'm like,
they don't have that kind of connection like we do.
So I'm
It's
very
sad.
grateful that we have this relationship.
Dziękuję, mamy to. Mogę piąteczki na koniec od razu.
Woohoo! I would be here all day. I love
talking to you.
I love talking.
Słyszeliście
You're very
to?
positive, like
Yeah,
easy
you have such
breezy.
good energy.
Yeah.
Dziękuję wam również. No super.
Dziękuję.